everyone, welcome to episode 85, part 2 of Africa's premier sports video podcast, the 3 Quarters podcast. Also remember to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan to support the Kenya Simbas as they are still looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. I'm Demi Duffield.
And I'm Nora Kamuya.
So we start off, as usual, with Kenyan rugby history.
Yep.
And we're looking at a school, we're back to Nairobi.
Yeah.
Looking at a school in Upper Hill, called Upper Hill.
Upper Hill High School. I
Yep.
mean, of course, the reason why we didn't preview them initially was because we were dealing with the traditional rugby schools. So we've done that. Now we've come back to deal with the new blood. Although Upper Hill are not really new blood, but
yeah. You know, yeah.
So yeah, formed by Lord Delamere in 1956, and as such it was known as Delamere High School in 1956. It was part of the schools that were associated for the European settlers, together with Duke of York and Prince of Wales, which of course are now Lenana School and Nairobi School. Then after independence, it was renamed to Simba School first, and then because of being on Upper Hill Road, it became Upper Hill High School. So yeah, Upper Hill, they have a very strong rugby team. They're current 15th champions. They were the champions, I think, for sevens in 2016. And they've produced a couple of notable alumni. I mean, the first person I'd like to mention is, I always call him the coach of coaches, Bill Gidenji, who's the chairman of Impala, RFC. Martin Kariuki of Heckler's podcast. Yeah, he's also an old boy of Upper Hill. And most recently, of course, Benjamin Marshall, who plays for Nondes and was actually featured for the Kenya Simbas. He also is an old boy of Upper Hill. Yeah.
So we move on to club rugby.
Yes.
And this time we're talking about Kabras Sugar. So these guys, just came and took everyone by storm, and they're up top 2, top 4, top. At the top. Top.
Yeah.
Yes. So they have a new coach this coming season. That is Henley Du Plessis.
Yes.
So he's South African, World Rugby Level 3 coach. That's not easy to get. You don't just stumble on those, every day. So he's coming on to help them coach as their head coach.
Yes.
Assistant coach. We'll find someone soon.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Actually, I would like to talk about the whole setup. Of course, Henley Du Plessis is what everyone is talking about, because he's a former coach of Boland Cavaliers, who are a feeder team for Western Province. He featured for the Springbok A team. He's played for the Springbok A team. So he brings in a wealth of experience. Like you're saying, he's a level 3 coach. But I'd like to talk about everything that's happening at Kabras.
I'm so excited now.
Yeah,
I feel like I know what you're going to say, and I can't wait for you to say it.
Everything. Yeah. It's very interesting because as they were announcing this, they were also announcing the construction of a high performance center in Kakamega. We have talked about Kabras Sugar, and we've talked about how good it is for rugby, because the truth and the fact of the matter, I was actually watching a World Rugby video in the course of the week, and William Baka was being interviewed, and he was laughing and saying how it's true that the most dominant tribe in the Kenya rugby setup is the Luyas. I actually say the Luyas and the Luos. Previously, we've had problems of guys playing there, but they're unable to come to Nairobi because they can't afford to come to Nairobi. Now we have a top team, applying the trading
in your backyard.
In your backyard.
Yep.
I think the person who comes to my mind, 2 people come to my mind, as I'm discussing about this. First is Brian Tanga. Brian Tanga, raised in Busia. I went to high school there, and he's quick fit. And he was told about a team called Kabras Sugar. Look where Brian Tanga is now. George Nyambua, who turns up for the Kenya Simbas, finished Bungoma High School, doesn't know any other club. He just went to Kabras Sugar and see what has happened. So the High Performance Center, of course, is going to help into tapping into the talent that's in that side. And the talent, that's where our breadbasket is when it comes to rugby. That's where it is, and the High Performance Center is going to be good. But yeah, appointment of Henley Du Plessis comes in, wealth of experience. Director of Rugby, Jerome Parvata, who's a former Simbas coach, who will be operating, of course, primarily from South Africa, but is going to help with a bit of the technical bit.
But we've seen he can do his work remotely and do it well.
And do it well. So I have no qualms about that. Very good friend, former Queens, former non-dis player, David Ngugi, has been appointed as a team manager now for Kabras Sugar. But look, as we say all this, I just I'm very impressed at what Philip Jalango does.
To be honest, yes.
To be honest, yes. I'm very impressed with how he runs his clubs. There's a lot of talk out there about Phil Dog, as he's known, with previous in previous positions. A lot of people have a lot of things to say about Phil Dog, myself included. But there's one thing you cannot take away from the man, and it's in terms of administration. He's been very good, especially at club level. I don't say at national level, but at club level, he's been very good. I have to say that, look, Phil Dog was the chairman of Kenya Harlequins when Kenya Harlequins won their back-to-back, 2010, 2011, 2012. I have to add, now he's the chairman at Kabras. You're seeing the moves that he's already making at Kabras.
Yep.
So, yeah, like I said on Twitter, looks like the final next year, it's KCB versus Kabras. Of course, Godfrey Okoth didn't take it too kindly. But yeah, it's a good appointment by Kabras, and I like the work that Kabras are doing, and the Kabras management team are doing, and the company itself. I like the work that they're doing there, and it can only be good for the game of rugby.
Yep, definitely. Yeah. I foresee a situation where maybe you'll have, because you have a lot of players from Western Kenya and Nyanza coming to Nairobi to play their rugby. At some point, if you looked at the Homeboys team, it was all people from Western Kenya. Now they can actually play there. Like, as in, well, yes, of course, that Kabras has been there for a while. We also have Western Bulls, we have Kisumu RFC. But with all of this, why would you want to come? Honestly, why are you coming to join the Impalas and the Kenya Harlequins and, True. I mean, unless you just wanted difference in scenery and
even that
but
scenery.
For your rugby, I think this is definitely the way to go.
It is definitely the way to go. And hey, look, guys, these guys are about to dominate the scene for a hot minute. Unless the rest of the clubs step up, Kabras are about to dominate the scene for a hot minute.
So on to international rugby.
Yes.
We had the Rugby Championship starting. Bledisloe won. We had 2 games.
Yes.
So Australia hosting the first one. Australia versus New Zealand. New Zealand winning that game 38-13. They actually came from behind. It was 6-5 at halftime. And then
New Zealand happened.
Woke up, decided, hey guys, do you want to play?
That's New Zealand rugby for you. They're very clinical. Weren't very convincing for me. I mean, at least in the first half, because we were used to a very complete performance by the All Blacks. But there's one thing that's very clear about the All Blacks. They normally take it away from you in the last 20 minutes, and that's exactly what happened. Waisake Naholo going down for 2 tries. Sam Whitelock actually earning his 100th attest. Brody Retallick, the guys were talking about, those things that, like fable creatures like unicorns that you never see, and they were saying one of the things that you never see is Brody Retallick having a bad game, and that was the case this weekend. He had an exceptional game. So yeah, the All Blacks showing in Bledisloe 1 that they are miles ahead of the rest. I thought the Wallabies were going to measure up to the challenge. Didn't happen in this particular one, but look, that's exactly what happened last year. Bledisloe 1, New Zealand had a comfortable lead, and in the second game, it was a very entertaining game in Otago. So I hope that this Bledisloe 2 is going to be as entertaining. Also, just to add, this now makes it 18 out of 20, straight victories. For the All Blacks
in Sydney.
In Sydney,
Yes. So the other game was South Africa hosting Argentina, winning that game 34-21. I'm not quite sure what went wrong for the Argentinians, because you look at possession, you look at all the rest of the stats, are pretty even. But not on the scoreboard.
It was a very good game in Durban. And you'll rarely hear me saying this. It was a very entertaining display by South Africa. I consider South African rugby to be boring, but anyway, everyone has their own opinion. But yeah, Rassie Erasmus. I think the reason why South Africa are performing the way they are doing is because of Rassie Erasmus. I think he's doing a very good job as a head coach of the Springboks. And there's a lot of exciting new talent coming in, and they are playing some a good brand of rugby. The brawn that's usually associated with South Africa being represented by the likes of Malcolm Marx, and then you have the pace and guile that's represented by the likes of Heinrich Pollard and Willie Leroux on the back line, Siya Kolisi, who's a captain. So yeah, it's a deserved win for South Africa against Argentina, again showing championship sides win it in the dead of the game, and that's what South Africa are showing. And I think they are going to be the second best team in this tournament.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, good performance by South Africa.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's actually all we have for today.
Yep.
But guys should stay tuned because there is a part 3 dropping.
Oh yeah, there's always a part 3.
Always a part 3. So guys, remember you can follow us on social media. That is by following us on Instagram, liking our page on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Debima Duffy.
And I'm Narakamuya.
See you in the non-rugby section, part 3.
Part 3, yeah.